Hi, everybody. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the expressive or take drawing. Now, this is a moment where the character is just really going crazy and the face is just exploding. So kind of the first thing we need to do is that the project of this is you're going to draw yourself at the height of an emotion, full body, pencil only, but for now, basically like in a three-quarter pose. Okay, the emotions that you can be using or showing are fear, surprise, or extreme happiness. Once you have drawn yourself, you draw it again, push your emotion or your reaction. So let's go ahead and try this now. On the Canvas page, I have for you a collection of different kinds of poses that you can use for a character. And in one case, then I think I've circled on there just for an example, where the character is really just emoting. In this case, then that they're just totally surprised, and we've got, so I'll draw this out here, the foot. And they're really super expressive in terms of how they're emoting themselves. You can see I've got the arms up here. There's this sort of arm up here going straight up, and they're just really excited. We can go ahead and open that face up right here. So there's kind of a body right there, right? Sort of a body drawn out, and that's a very expressive pose, right? But with this one, what gets more important, it's about how you want to do that. Let's go ahead and draw another one here, maybe the way the character is just like so excited, they're just blown away. In that case, then you sort of come up with something that has a torso that is kind of bent like so. Maybe that's the head come up and it's sort of looking forward a little bit. There we go. And maybe is one foot on the ground, the other foot. And literally it's like maybe off the ground, like literally they've just been blown away by what they're looking at. And we'll put a hand over here and a hand over on this side. So you see they're just, boom, they're just blown away by what they're on. They're not even on the ground anymore. Or maybe they're on one foot, but they're just sort of really blown away. But you can see here, I've gone ahead and drawn a larger body. One of the things we want to do is after we think about drawing that body in, we gotta think about how we're going to use the facial expressions for that character. And probably one of the maybe most important thing, besides secondarily to the body here, is going to be the head or the face of the character. Okay, so we're going to draw that character standing out or really being super expressive. So we go ahead and change this over here. So again, that's just sort of my practice page here where I've got a pose that I'm looking at doing. So I'm going to go ahead and flip my page over here, put my blotter sheet underneath. Our new page, and let's talk about basically drawing out the head. Now, once we've got the body pose that we like, we got to think about the head itself. When we look at the drawing that I've got up there on Canvas, I sort of start out with one head where I'm just sort of normal, right? I'm in profile, so we'll do it and draw a profile shot here. Here's my cartoon skull here, and sort of my head coming up around. I've got my ear popping in there. There we go. Kind of a eyebrow there. Maybe my glasses are on. I've got my glasses up there. We're going back to the ear. So I'm all good there. And the next thing that I want to do is go ahead after I put that in there. And I want to go ahead and crack that mouth open. So in an expressive pose, we may start off with something like this. What we want to do is take that and open it up a little bit. We want to open up that mouth and drop the jawline down. So let's go ahead and try this now. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my head shape in here again. So kind of get my head shape. But this time I'm going to crack that jaw. By cracking that jaw open, literally you're going to go ahead and put in, where the nose would be, right, where the ear would be, etc. But now let's go ahead and break that jaw. So I've got the upper lip here. Let's go ahead and bring that mouth. I'm going to bring that over, bring that jawline down, and then bring that over like this. And then it kind of comes back up. See that? I've cracked that mouth open, and maybe the eyes are a little bit wider, right? I'm bringing the eyebrow up to be a little more expressive. Certainly the glasses are still on there, but maybe they're tilted up a little bit to sort of fit in with the head shape. So there I've kind of opened the mouth up. I'm surprised. Maybe I'll put that tongue hanging out there. So let's go and get that tongue kind of waggling out there a little bit, and there's maybe a little bit of spittle. We love that. That's always a fun thing to put where that tongue is popping out of there. Get myself a little bit of shrubbery there. All right, so this one, that's kind of warm, but it's kind of safe, right? What I want to do is I want to push that pose even more. So let's go ahead now and really push it. And for this project, it's going to take you guys drawing your own head, your own likeness. You need to do this 3 or 4 times. period. There's no way around it. You need to do this because it's very, very hard for someone who's never done this before to really get into this pose and really think about how the head or the body would stretch out. Let's go ahead here. I'm going to go ahead and make a move out here. I'm going to drag this way down. Watch this. So I'm really dragging that jaw down. Really sort of emphasizing that. Matter of fact, here, I just forgot to give myself a little bit of a jaw there, or a chin. There we go. And that stretches up. And sort of the ear sort of in its regular place, the nose is. Let's make the eyes now. The eyes, let's make those, let those leave the head. So we're actually going to go nice and large here, and that eye is going to go back in, almost to where that socket would be. You see that right there? That goes out, and we sort of draw that half of the eyeball, right, the other part right there, and erase this inner part here for clarity. There we go. We see we got that eyeball popping out, and that eyebrow is way up high. Maybe we see a little bit of the other eye coming around, cresting around the other side there, right? But that eyeball is big, and the glasses, well, they're knocked off the head now practically. They're so massive. So I can go ahead and just do this and draw in the glasses. There's one. There's two. Right? They've sort of been knocked off the head, right? And I really just, bam, just hollering, just, oh my God, what's happened? What am I looking at? I'm surprised. I'm in fear. Can put some teeth in there. All right, bring that tongue in again. This time make it even bigger. It waddles out of that mouth. And we've got all that little bits of like juice coming out of there. There we go. And so now we're sort of pushing a little bit further. But now let's get even further, right? We can really push this out here a little bit. Let's get to our next one here, where we're going to go ahead and let's do this. Make another one here. This time we're going to tilt the head back a little bit and put in that jaw, put in that neckline there. And so again, I start off with that nose, right? And I'm going to go put that mouth up. This time I'm going to really wrap that mouth around, make it big and bring it down. That upper lip, bring the lower, where the chin hair there, and just bring that all the way over. I just really push that. And that ear is sort of right there. And now the eyes are just huge, right? You've got that eye socket it's coming out of. So kind of narrow, and it gets wider. It sort of opens up into that, right? And then from there, we certainly have the dark of the eye there, right? Add that in there. That eye's just bulging right out of that head. And this is where you can have some fun here, and you can go ahead and after you've got this part out, we can go ahead and add some veins to that, right? And the eyebrows now almost have left the head now. They're almost like popping up overwards. We're really getting very expressive with the head now. And let's go ahead and take that tongue. Really pop that out, bring that over. And let's go ahead and do this part here, clean up the nose a little bit, the jawline, and we can go ahead and add even more to it. I'm going to add expressive lines there. We have a little panic up here. There's a part of the ear. We'll go ahead and put in some of the teeth there. Maybe put in the other side of that jaw as it's curling around. Just a little bit more there for clarity. And this comes around. There's that nose and that mouth. And since that mouth is really up here, let's go ahead and put some lines like here, kind of curving, showing that stretching of the mouth and the jaw as it's so expressive. So we get this sort of eye popping out of the head. We might see the other one here, kind of just doing a parallel right there and kind of coming in around. That would be the other eye from the other side, right? And that might be like that. And that would be another one in there. So you see both eyes. And then, you know, a little bit of panic, a little bit of spittle on there. We've got a little bit of the brain matter. And we've got everything here just sort of popping out of our head. But you see, you need to do this in a couple of steps, at least, again, 3 or 4 drawings to get to this point. It's hard to just get here without taking this step and taking your facial features and doing that. And certainly here, the glasses there, same thing there. They just sort of popped off the head And you can almost draw it again, same way that we've done back over here for this guy. Now let's take this on back and let's go back to our other character. So I come back to the other character here, and I've got my guy here, and he's just freaking out here. Let's go ahead and go with this guy right here, which is sort of popping off here. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that head back a little further. And erase some of those lines for clarity, and let's go ahead and bring that head up a little bit, and we're going to give him that eyeball. Let's put that nose in there, and I'm just sort of starting off here using what I learned from that last drawing there. Kind of get this here. Let's get the ear, but now it's going to take that upper lip, and let's take that mouth, bring it around like we did, and there's that jaw. There's the lip, the jaw. Bring it over, and then bring this up. And that head's going to sort of taper down into the torso. And that eyeball. All right, he's just really freaking out here. Oh my gosh, what am I looking at here? This is the most incredible thing I've ever seen. Oh, eyebrows popping up over the head here. And we get a little bit of the eye. And we can put some veins in there. And part of this is again, this is something you're never used to seeing. You're not used to drawing in this way. And so, but this is something that you've seen happen in cartoons. Something you've seen, it's those moments of pure expression. And really, this is something that was started by an animator by the name of Tex Avery. He just got really, really tired of looking at the same old thing in the cartoons there. He wanted to add something a little bit new and different to the cartoons and have the characters really emote. Because generally characters were kind of like happy-go-lucky. They were always pleasant and smiling, and nothing ever really bothered them. But here we wanted characters to really show themselves, and thought that basically that this emotional content could be quite funny, right? Where you could add something to a character where they were really freaking out over something. Go, and let's drop that jawline into here and there. There we go. So we had that body filling it in. But now let's go ahead and add in the features to the clothing, right? So we've got this arm coming off here. We've got the shirt coming off there. Maybe the shirt is over here, and it's kind of up over the belly, and it's kind of falling down. Then we got the pant leg here. Got the leg here that's closest to the viewer. And we've got the other one here comes off. And let's get that shoe in there. Let me show the bottom of the foot there a little bit. Here we're going to get the side of the foot. And let's go and get that arm in there, and arm and hand. Get the arm. And let's go and get a thumb in there. And let's get some fingers happening there. Maybe his fingers are all, they're sort of fanned out, right? 1, 2, 3. I like a nice 4-finger hand. I'm going to stick to a 4-finger hand there. I like that. It's freaking out there. And over here, let's get that thumb. And let's get that arm and that sleeve. And that thumb. And so let's get that first finger that's pointing up, and then we'll get the next finger that's up over here, and then maybe a little pinky back over there. So let's clean this up. Erase some of these setup lines. There we are. So you're looking again for a character that just is basically, well, they're freaking out. They just saw something that is so incredible that they just, boy, it just blows their mind, just blows them away, right? So there you go. So you got your character here now. So this is just one. Now, please don't copy my character, right? Try to come up with something of yourself. I gave you a whole bunch of different poses there to work within, but see what you can do. All right, there you go, folks. Go for it. The expressive character, or the cartoon take, that moment of extreme fear, surprise, or happiness.